Make a quick video on the Silverback X 54-inch hoop. I watched a bunch of videos on YouTube and there wasn't anyone who had one for this. They all had the separate plate mount. This is, you got the same one I already. I dug, see I got all the cement ready to go. I'm about to start mixing it. I dug my hole before reading the instructions, and I thought it was like all the other ones that had a plate that came right here and mounted flush with the ground. This one's old school, where you actually put it in there, and it talks about putting shims. You can see I got bricks in there for shims. Then this pipe, you put this pipe all the way down there. Then you got to take a piece of masking tape, put that there so it's about level with the ground, which is your playing thing. Then this front thing, your front sticker, and that hole right there you want completely facing to the center of where you're going to be playing. And then fill it up with cement. As you fill it up with cement, pour that in there. Then the instructions say to start building it after that, but I'm going to wait like 5 days and then start building it after that once the cement cures. Probably don't even have to wait 5 days, but 5 days would be good. So I'm going to fill the hole up right now, see how it ends up looking. Cross your fingers. One last thing before I start filling it with cement. You know, I'm not perfect or a professional basketball hoop installer, but what I did, you come in here, you can see it backs out that way at like a right angle. That way you don't want it completely smooth. This way when it backs out, the cement's got something to catch onto when you got a 200-pound guy hanging on the hoop or wind's hitting the backboard. Catches it and makes it harder to pull out. Or even the frost line. I live in northern Indiana and we get insane frost lines that just push cement out of the ground. Fence posts, decks, this is no different. So I got it all the way pretty much 720 degrees. I didn't go closer to the driveway. But everywhere else, it has that little edge there to catch, to make it harder to pull out. I'm hoping that's going to benefit a lot. Okay, got help from my little helper friend there. Garage is messy. Get back to this. I got a big puddle of water in here. I just finished. But you want to have it nice and level. A nice magnet level here. Pretty decent. And inside here, you know, that other piece comes and slides on. So you don't want any cement residue. That's why I got so much water down there, wiping all that away. Then inside here, there's 3 screws that you're gonna need to be able to come all the way through. So that inner steel tube can't be protruding up from where those screws go. Very important. And also there's just a tiny little screw you'll see when you're assembling it to connect that inner screw to this and some plastic things that have 3 points on them. If you pound down on this, you're going to snap those off, so you got to be really careful about those. Try and get that puddle out of there. I used all 7 bags of cement, concrete, whatever you want to call it. I got a lot of weight on there, a lot more than recommended. Hopefully it holds well. Alright, now that we got the cement dry, we start piecing it together. This piece right here, line up, take a hammer and hit it down a little. But line up all your dots. There we go. I don't even need a hammer. Now we'll get the bolts. Alright, it is the exact same installation as the previous posts. And just, if you've never done anything like this before, general knowledge I can give you, don't tighten any of these like crazy until you get all 6 in. Because you might have to move it a tiny bit or whatever. And once you get all 6 in, then tighten it up. So get 1 started. Just started, not all the way in. Then do the other 5. Then tighten them down like crazy. Yeah, as you can see, it's just the exact same as the previous post. 6 of the number 40s, and then 3 of the number 44 self-tappers. All right, once you got that in, the instructions say 6 of these Allen heads. They're number 6 millimeter, and the instructions number these 40. And you need 6 of them. Just put them in. You gotta kind of fiddle with them to get them started. And then I'm tightening them up one-handed. You can see it taking all the metal and throwing it everywhere, because this is part drill, or part bolt, part drill bit. Alright, next we got the last post that's got those little rebarb things welded on there. It looks like that goes in the same way this goes in. So I'll go ahead and do that right now. Alright, next step, we start getting the arms on. This little goofy looking thing slides on there like that. And this slides on like that. And I believe that's number 32 washer. This is a number 28 nut. Just go ahead and tighten that up. Alright, then next we got 3 holes here, and you notice the hole's only on the outside. On the inside it's not through. There's pilot holes. And they give you, in the directions, they call these number 44. They're self-tappers. So we'll screw those in. And those you can't screw in by hand. See, I got a drill bit on the end, or a ratchet bit on the end of here, socket for this. You need a electric screwdriver, or electric drill to do it. You can't do it by hand unless you drill a hole, and you're gonna need a drill for that. Probably wouldn't be the end of the world if you didn't even put those in, but just more structure. I'll put those in really quick. All right, now we get this piece in. Just like before, we gotta slide that black spacer, washer, nut, and then they have to curve outward. Can't curve inward, they gotta curve outward. And then tighten them in, same process for this one right next to it. As you can see, another familiar step. Same thing we did on this one, was facing that way. Gonna have to do that again. I don't know if you can see in the sun, I tightened that too hard and I cracked it. And I didn't tighten it very hard at all and it still cracked, so you be careful with those. Now I gotta tighten this. All right, then get your, this bracket in here. Then it's gotta be facing, look at that, it's gotta be facing this way, not the other way. Tighten it down. All right, now I'm ready to put the backboard in. And what I noticed is the hoop and the backboard, they all attach there, and you got the same bolts doing it. Since I'm doing it myself, to make it easier, I'm just gonna attach that without the hoop, then mount it up there, then take those bolts back off, or just, lightly tighten them, finger tight so it doesn't fall, to hold it in place, and then put it all together. Then put the hoop on. All right, now get into the part of the backboard. Take these goofy shaped triangles, or whatever they are. Have them towards the inside. 2 bolts, mount them tight. Same on that side. That one right there. Tighten them down. Okay, now we got this piece that comes on. Bolt comes across. I haven't tightened it yet. I'm gonna tighten it, but I'm not gonna tighten it all the way home like crazy, because I believe as this goes up, the angle changes, so you can't have it snug down with like 500 foot-pounds of torque. Just a little bit, because the angle's definitely going to change on it as you move it up and down. All right, now I got this on, and I could tell the quality, it's okay. It's good for little kids. I think it's great for little kids, but once they become teenagers or 200-pound adults, then if you got guys hanging on the hoop, you're probably gonna ruin it. All right, now I gotta start putting the adjustment in the back. And those 2 bolts there, I gotta tighten those. Okay, now you gotta start digging around in your box and get these pieces that's left over. These pieces that are left over. It's like a mechanical puzzle, putting something together like this. Slides through there, and this calls for no washers. Yeah, like I like to call it a mechanical puzzle. Further you get, fewer pieces you have. Left, just like a puzzle. And this goes here. This is for the adjustment bracket. All right. You might be fighting with this just like I was. This little silver bushing in here is such a tight fit. I quickly loosened this up, and then I was able to get it in there nice and easy, and then just tighten it up and connect this. And this, lower this down until this gets into there. All right, and that should be it for the most part. You got, this thing's pretty nice. I really like this hand crank that lowers and raises it. Yeah, I paid $199 on Walmart for it, or Walmart.com or whatever. It's probably the same price anywhere. Not like you have to buy it from Walmart. Sometimes they're the cheapest. Yeah, my kids will love this.